Your favorite influencer is sabotaging your relationship, and you don't even see it happening. Every time you watch their perfect breakfast, their designer outfits, their romantic getaways with their soulmate, something toxic is happening in your brain. You're unconsciously comparing your real relationship to their highlight reel. And that comparison? It's slowly killing your ability to love what you actually have. By the end of this video, you'll understand exactly how influencer culture is rewiring your brain for relationship dissatisfaction, and I'll give you the psychological tools to break free from this modern trap. You're watching Talk Raw. We break down the chaos of love, sex, mental health, and everything you're too afraid to talk about.
Here's the brutal truth Sophia's hinting at. The human brain isn't designed to handle constant exposure to other people's peak moments. When you scroll through Instagram or TikTok and see couple after couple living these seemingly perfect lives, your subconscious starts asking, why doesn't my partner surprise me with flowers every day? Why don't we take romantic trips to Bali? Why doesn't our love look like that? And just like that, you've poisoned your own well of contentment.
Let's talk about what's really happening here. We're living in the first generation in human history, where we're constantly exposed to the curated perfection of thousands of strangers. Your great-grandmother only compared her marriage to maybe 10 other couples in her village. You're comparing your relationship to hundreds of influencers whose entire job is to make their life look enviable. Your brain can't tell the difference between reality and performance.
And here's where it gets psychologically dark. These influencers aren't just showing you their life, they're selling you dissatisfaction with yours. Think about it. Their business model depends on you feeling like something is missing. Because the moment you feel completely satisfied with your relationship, you stop engaging, stop buying, stop following. They need you hungry, searching, always wanting more.
The signs that this is happening to you are subtle but devastating. You find yourself saying things like, "Why can't you be more romantic like," or "Look how this couple communicates." You start taking photos of your partner but feel disappointed they don't look like the perfect couples online. You feel bored with regular date nights because they're not Instagram-worthy. Does any of this sound familiar? Because if it does, your love life is being hijacked by people who don't even know you exist.
But here's what's really twisted about this whole system. Most of these perfect influencers are actually the most broken people behind the camera. The couples with the most romantic posts? They're often fighting right after they hit share. The ones showing off their luxury lifestyle? Many of them are drowning in debt, desperately trying to maintain an image that's bankrupting them emotionally and financially.
I want you to understand the psychology of what you're really seeing. When an influencer posts about their amazing boyfriend who surprised me with my dream vacation, what you're actually witnessing is often desperate overcompensation. People who feel secure and fulfilled don't need to constantly prove it to strangers on the internet. Real love is private, quiet, consistent. It's not performed for cameras. But wait until you hear what this constant exposure is doing to your actual brain chemistry.
Neuroscience shows us something terrifying. When you repeatedly see better relationships online, your brain starts producing less dopamine from your own relationship experiences. It's like developing a tolerance to a drug. The small, genuine moments with your partner, holding hands, sharing a laugh, quiet Sunday mornings, they stop feeling special because your brain is calibrated to expect Instagram-level excitement every day.
And here's the cruel irony. While you're scrolling through these perfect relationships, feeling inadequate about your own, you're actually missing the real intimacy happening right in front of you. Your partner tries to share something meaningful with you, but you're distracted, comparing them to someone who doesn't even exist. The person who actually loves you becomes invisible while you obsess over strangers who are performing love for profit.
So, how do we break this cycle? First, you need to understand that comparison is the thief of joy, but social media has weaponized comparison into a 24/7 assault on your contentment. The solution isn't willpower, it's understanding the game being played on your mind. Every time you feel that little sting of, "Why doesn't my life look like this?" remind yourself, you're looking at a business, not a relationship.
Here's your first psychological tool: practice gratitude interrogation. When you catch yourself comparing, ask, "What am I grateful for about my partner today?" But not generic gratitude, specific, visceral appreciation. The way they make coffee in the morning, how they listen when you're stressed, the fact that they choose you every day without cameras rolling. Real love lives in these invisible moments that never make it to social media.
Second tool, reality check the highlight reel. Start asking better questions about what you're seeing. How much money did this vacation cost, and what did they sacrifice for it? How many takes did this romantic video require? What happened before and after this perfect moment? When you start seeing the effort and artificiality behind the perfection, the spell breaks.
Third tool, and this is crucial, create your own private moments of love that you never share online. Plan dates you don't photograph. Have conversations you don't tweet about. Build intimacy that exists only for you two. When you stop performing your relationship for others, you start actually experiencing it. And that experience will be richer than anything you see on your phone.
But here's the transformation I really want you to understand. When you stop consuming other people's performed happiness and start investing in your own real relationship, something magical happens. You become present. You notice things you missed before. Your partner becomes more attractive to you because you're not constantly comparing them to fictional people.
The ultimate truth is this: the couples who post the least about their relationships online are often the happiest in real life because they're too busy living their love to perform it. They're too satisfied with their private moments to need public validation. When you see a couple that rarely posts about each other but seems genuinely content when you meet them in person, that's what real love looks like.
Your relationship doesn't need to look like anyone else's to be extraordinary. It just needs to be real, consistent, and chosen daily by two people who see each other clearly, flaws and all. The moment you stop trying to make your love look like someone else's performance, you can start building something authentic, lasting, and genuinely fulfilling.
So, here's your challenge. For the next 7 days, consume 0 relationship content from influencers. No couple goals posts, no romantic vacation videos, no perfect proposal content. Instead, focus entirely on the person you're actually with. Notice how this changes your perception of your own relationship. I promise you, what you discover will shock you.
If this video made you realize you've been sabotaging your own happiness by consuming someone else's performance, hit that like button. Subscribe to Talk Raw for more brutal truths about modern relationships. And check out our previous video on social media addiction, because understanding how these platforms manipulate your emotions is the first step to taking your power back. We're Sophia and James, reminding you that real love doesn't need an audience.